Welcome to our Middle East briefing show. Today, we've got some heartwarming news from Gaza. About 40 students, including 9 under the Chevening scheme, finally getting approval to study in the UK amidst the ongoing conflict. It's a big step for these brave students, although they still face logistical hurdles and the need for Israel's approval to leave. We also see other European countries stepping in, trying to help Palestinians escape danger, even as the conflict continues to cause casualties. Next up, Hong Kong is turning into a football hotspot again. Talks are underway to revive the Premier League Asia Trophy and host more exciting pre-season matches. This move aims to boost local interest and the economy, with Hong Kong collaborating with international football organizations to elevate its global status. It's a promising sign that the city's love for the beautiful game is alive and kicking. And finally, in a move that's stirring political debates, former President Trump is trying to criminalize flag burning again. While legal experts say it's mostly symbolic and unlikely to succeed, the move seems more about rallying his supporters and stoking protests than making real change. It's a reminder of how symbolic acts can become flashpoints in America's ongoing political battles. Please continue to watch for more detailed stories and updates. BBC reports the cautious yet hopeful efforts to evacuate Palestinian students from Gaza to the UK amidst the ongoing conflict, highlighting the complex logistics and diplomatic hurdles involved. The UK government has granted approval for around 40 students to study in the UK under various scholarship schemes, including the Chevening program, marking a significant step since the outbreak of hostilities in 2023. These students face immense danger and uncertainty, with some fearing they might perish before evacuation and others reluctant to leave loved ones behind. The process involves crossing regional borders for visa checks, with Israel's approval being a necessary but uncertain obstacle. The UK's plans also include evacuating critically ill children, reflecting a broader humanitarian response, while other countries like France and Italy have already evacuated students, though France temporarily suspended its program due to anti-Semitic incidents. The situation remains precarious, with diplomatic tensions rising after the UK's recognition of a Palestinian state and Israel's military actions in Gaza, underscoring the fragile and volatile environment for these students. South China Morning Post details the vibrant revival of Hong Kong as a hub for top-tier football, with major clubs from England, Italy, and Saudi Arabia drawing massive crowds and igniting local enthusiasm. The recent football festival saw nearly 100,000 fans witness matches featuring Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur, and AC Milan, while the Saudi Super Cup drew about 60,000 spectators at Hong Kong Stadium. Promoter Paul Cam is actively engaged in discussions with English officials to revive the Premier League Asia Trophy in Hong Kong next year, aiming to bring high-profile pre-season matches back to the city. The success of recent events, despite behind-the-scenes issues like last-minute arrangements and limited local engagement, indicates a strong appetite for world-class football among Hong Kong fans. Cam's vision extends beyond the traditional tournament, exploring opportunities for domestic mini-tournaments and international friendlies, with the potential to bolster Hong Kong's reputation as a premier football destination, even amid logistical and diplomatic challenges. The Independent explores Donald Trump's escalating efforts to challenge the First Amendment through a new executive order aimed at criminalizing flag burning, a symbolic act of protest rooted in American history. Although the order is largely symbolic and unlikely to lead to convictions due to constitutional protections established by landmark Supreme Court cases like Texas versus Johnson, it signifies a strategic move to stoke division and rally his political base. Experts emphasize that prosecuting flag desecration is fraught with legal hurdles, especially under the Brandenburg Standard, which requires proving intent to incite imminent violence, an almost impossible threshold for most cases. Trump's focus on flag burning, particularly amid recent protests outside the Israeli Prime Minister's visit and the January 6 Capitol riot, appears designed to intensify political polarization and undermine trust in judicial institutions. While the administration may not succeed in banning the act outright, the effort could serve to inflame tensions, justify increased law enforcement presence, and portray opponents as unpatriotic, ultimately aiming to consolidate support among his followers and weaken institutional legitimacy. The South China Morning Post paints a vivid picture of China's strategic maneuvering in Eurasia amidst the backdrop of Donald Trump's efforts to de-escalate the Ukraine conflict. As the U.S. adopts tariffs that strain its economic ties with China, Beijing is quietly consolidating its influence through the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO. The upcoming summit in Tianjin exemplifies China's ambition to deepen political, economic, and military bonds with diverse Eurasian nations, including India, which is increasingly balancing its traditional U.S. alliance by engaging more with China and Russia. Despite the SCO's broad membership and lack of ideological cohesion, Beijing is leveraging the organization to project influence, foster regional cooperation, and challenge Western dominance, all while navigating internal contradictions and the absence of strong institutional frameworks. China's growing role is evident as Xi Jinping receives a warmer welcome than other leaders, signaling Beijing's intent to shape the region's geopolitical landscape, even as the organization remains a flexible, multi-vector platform for its members' varied interests. The South China Morning Post recounts the inspiring journey of a Hong Kong radio DJ whose childhood was marked by instability and nomadic living due to her mother's divorce from her gambling-addicted father. From a young age, she immersed herself in music, dreaming of stardom and learning English through Backstreet Boys hits. Her persistence led her from a humble audition at HMV to hosting major events like the Asian Regional Press Conference for the Backstreet Boys, fulfilling her childhood fantasies with a full-circle moment. Her career blossomed through diverse roles, radio hosting, MC gigs, and television appearances, culminating in hosting Hong Kong's popular morning sweet show, where she interviewed global celebrities like Mariah Carey. Her journey exemplifies resilience and passion, illustrating how determination and love for entertainment can turn childhood dreams into a vibrant reality, even in a city as dynamic and unpredictable as Hong Kong. Associated Press reports on Cracker Barrel's controversial rebranding, which sparked a backlash from loyal customers and social media users. The company unveiled a simplified logo that omitted its iconic image of an elderly man in overalls and the phrase "Old Country Store," aiming for a modern look aligned with its refreshed decor of lighter colors and contemporary furniture. However, the change was met with disappointment and accusations of abandoning heritage, with critics like Donald Trump Jr. criticizing the move and some consumers threatening boycotts. In response, Cracker Barrel reaffirmed its commitment to core traditions, including the nostalgic Uncle Herschel figure, and emphasized that many aspects of its identity would remain unchanged. Despite the backlash and a temporary drop in stock prices, the company aims to balance modernization with heritage, seeking to attract new customers while maintaining its vintage Americana charm. The company's approach underscores the challenge of evolving a beloved brand in a competitive landscape, listening to its community and testing new ideas to stay relevant without losing its roots. The Jerusalem Post reports with a tone of regret and concern that Israel deeply regrets the recent airstrike on Nasser Hospital in Gaza, which underscores the tragic human cost of ongoing military operations. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office expressed remorse over the incident, reflecting the complex and often heartbreaking realities of the conflict. The strike has ignited international scrutiny and calls for accountability, highlighting the devastating toll on civilians and infrastructure amidst the broader Israeli military campaign in Gaza. The incident exemplifies the perilous nature of warfare where hospitals and civilian sites become inadvertent battlegrounds, stirring global debate over the proportionality and morality of military actions in densely populated areas. Meanwhile, the South China Morning Post covers a diplomatic upheaval involving the United States and France, centered around the controversy sparked by U.S. Ambassador Charles Kushner's outspoken criticism of France's handling of rising anti-Semitism. Kushner's public letter accused France of insufficient action, prompting a stern response from Paris and escalating tensions between the two nations. The situation is further complicated by France's recent recognition of a Palestinian state, which has angered Israel and the U.S., intensifying the debate over anti-Semitism and international responses. The surge in anti-Semitic incidents in France, including violent attacks and hate crimes following the Gaza conflict, underscores the fragile state of Jewish communities and the political sensitivities surrounding Middle Eastern conflicts. The Associated Press details the controversial and increasingly aggressive U.S. immigration policies under the Trump administration, focusing on third-country deportation agreements that send migrants to nations like Uganda, where they face uncertain futures. This practice, which has been challenged in courts, involves rapid deportations with minimal safeguards, often to countries with questionable human rights records. The case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a Salvadoran facing deportation to Uganda despite lacking ties there, exemplifies the broader debate about the ethics and legality of such policies. Critics argue that these agreements risk exposing vulnerable migrants to torture, detention, and abuse, with international bodies and human rights advocates raising alarms over the potential violations of asylum protections and due process. According to Yahoo US, despite ongoing negotiations, Syria has accused Israel of advancing into and occupying portions of territory around Mount Hermon. The Syrian government claims that Israel has taken some land in the region, even as diplomatic talks continue in an effort to resolve the long-standing disputes over the border area. The situation remains tense, with reports of Israeli military activity near the ceasefire line, illustrating the persistent volatility of the region. The conflict around Mount Hermon continues to be a flashpoint, reflecting deeper geopolitical tensions between Israel and Syria, despite diplomatic efforts aimed at de-escalation. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Morning coffee, fresh off the press. Reading headlines, feeling blessed. World keeps turning, stories unfold. Every moment news gets told. Flipping channels, clicking tabs. Feeding my mind's hunger grabs. Facts and figures, images bright. News keeps rolling day and night. Headlines and headlines, can't get enough. Learning about the world, yeah, it's my stuff. Headlines and headlines, stories unfold. Knowledge is power, truth to behold. Politics, science, sports, and art. Every story plays its part. Global voices near. Every headline loud and clear. Need the latest, got to know. Never stopping, always go. Scrolling, swiping, reading on. Daylight breaks in the dark. Headlines and headlines, can't get enough. Learning about the world, yeah, it's my stuff. Headlines and headlines, stories unfold. Knowledge is power, truth to behold. Need the latest, got to know. Never stopping, always go. Scrolling, swiping, reading on. Daylight breaks in the dawn. Headlines and headlines, can't get